I am Mariatu Sidibe, and this is QTV News coming to you live from our studios along Kairaba Avenue. Thanks for joining us. Here are the main local and international news headlines. In an exclusive interview, the Minister of Tourism and Culture, Hamad N.K. Ba, has given an update on the outcomes of the Tourism Recovery Summit in Nairobi, Kenya. In what could be a game-changer in alleviating commuter woes, QuantumNet and Espas Motors under the Q Group companies on Wednesday signed a contract with the Gambia Transport Service Company, GTSC, to supply 33 new buses to the transport company. Female political leaders from various political parties in the Gambia on Thursday concluded a two-day capacity-building training course on leadership and peaceful campaigning during and after elections. In international news, today is World Suicide Prevention Day. We take a look at the causes and preventive measures. Those were our main headlines. Now the news in detail. Following his return from the Tourism Recovery Summit in Nairobi, Kenya, the Minister of Tourism and Culture, Hamad N.K. Ba, has given an update on the outcomes of the summit in an exclusive interview with QTV. Here is the report by Omar P. Jallo.
The summit was co-hosted by the Ministries of Tourism of Kenya and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. It addressed the new realities of the tourism sector and highlighted the plans to rebuild the African tourism sector, which is among the hardest hit and most negatively impacted sectors by the COVID-19 pandemic. In 2019, the year before the coronavirus pandemic hit, tourism accounted for just over 20% of the Gambia's GDP. The summit brought together a group of policy makers to propose tangible alternatives for partnership and consider progressive options to efficiently restore the tourism industry. Minister Ba tells us the outcomes of the summit.
Saudi Arabia felt that they need to partner with Kenya. And Kenya also looked at the African map. They realized that there were a couple of ministers who needed to be invited to come and attend the summit to make sure that we come with new ideas and see how best we can all contribute together to help the recovery process. Then we came out with the Nairobi Declaration, and we felt that, number one, the issue of vaccine. If you are not vaccinated, it is not possible for you to be safe for others to come to your country. That means every country must obtain at least 60–70% minimum of vaccination in general.
Based on the African Union Ministerial Declaration on Air Transport and Tourism, in addition to Tourism Ministerial Declaration in 2017, there is a pressing and urgent need to enhance the ability of operators within the tourism and hospitality value chain.
Now, the Saudi Arabian government, we took the lead in this, who have invested $12 billion right now building a new tourism city in Saudi Arabia, felt that it was important to partner with African countries and, of course, with UNWTO, that's the United Nations World Tourism Organization. And Saudi Arabia, again, availed $100 million to the World Bank to support recovering countries so that they will also, as a start, and they still want to put another $5 billion to support the development of the sector.
The Gambia is also listed as one of African countries with a range of wildlife and endemic species which can be major tourist attractions. What is the Ministry of Tourism doing to preserve and reintroduce our lost animal species?
Zimbabwean minister, we are inviting him to come to the Gambia. They've had prior arrangement before we came to power to support, bring some of these animals back to the Gambia. They made a study here, but unfortunately they were compelled to take them to, they were told that it was not going to our wild parks, our wildlife park, it was going to Kanilai farms. And they felt they were not dealing with an individual, they were dealing with a state. And they suspended the program. We've revived that program. Last year, I had a meeting, I traveled the year before last together with the Minister of Environment to Zimbabwe. And that process is on. And we are now consulting the Minister of Environment to invite the Zimbabwe minister with his experts so that we will conclude that deal as soon as possible.
The Nairobi Action Plan for Africa Tourism Recovery calls on Africa's tourism ministers to initiate appropriate actions, including COVID-19 vaccinations, breaking the barriers hampering travel within Africa, invest in human capital development, promoting sustainability and biodiversity conservation, and above all, focus on tourism and its recovery. Reporting for QTV News, I am Omar Pijal.
Now, the recent signing of a contract between QuantumNet and Espas Motors under the Q Group companies and the Gambia Transport Service Company GTSC to supply 33 new buses is a sign that there are serious plans to help commuters who face transport challenges in rural and urban Gambia. Momodu Gajaga reports.
A look at these images gives a scale of the problem to be addressed. Furthermore, when it rains, the lack of available transportation is made even worse. Commuters can be left stranded and choking, while unscrupulous vehicle operators effectively hold passengers to ransom. They have the hardest of choices: either pay what is demanded or remain stranded when they should be home. The management of the GTSE realized that something had to be done about this.
It's an open secret that Gambia is a highly urbanized country. And I think the demographers are telling us at least 50 to 60% of the population resides in Greater Banjul area. And every road user, whether you are a commuter on commercial vehicles or private vehicle owner, or a pedestrian or a cyclist, we are all inundated and, can I call disturbed by the traffic congestion. We are all troubled by it, and you spend hours to travel for distances that will take you ordinarily just about a few minutes.
One way of addressing the lack of choices was to increase the number of vehicles plying the routes.
We expect to receive at least 33 commercial vehicles to begin with. It might sound small considering the mammoth challenge urban dwellers face. But I think they said a journey of 1,000 kilometers start with a meter or a kilometer. So it's better we start at this modest stage and then start growing strongly and surely.
When the public tender was issued, this spark of intense bidding from 7 companies inside and outside the Gambia. The successful bid from the Q Group companies, QuantumNet and Espas Motors, was the one chosen. The contract will see QuantumNet and Espas Motors companies under the Q Group supply 33 new buses to the Gambia Transport Service Company GTSC. This partnership is likely to be a game changer in helping to ease the transportation challenges faced and the daily commuting nightmare for those living in urban areas. Here is Abdullah Tambedu, the chairman of the GTSC board.
We, as the owners of the Gambia Transport Service Company Limited, want to just assure the general public and request the chairman and the management of QuantumNet Group for the speedy delivery of the buses and the related transportation equipment, because this is a general demand from the public that this situation currently is not tenable.
Gambia Transport Service Company GTSE is the only public sector transport company with fleets of buses transporting passengers and goods around and outside the country. The country's transport sector faces challenges including traffic congestion and a poorly planned road network. Sometimes commuters spend hours on the road before they can reach their destinations. Sidi Kani, GTSE's general manager, hailed the project between the two companies.
It's a joyful day for GTSC. In fact, I would say during our progress from beginning 2013 to 2021, that is to date, this has been our second largest acquisition of vehicles. 2013 we started with 50, and 2015 we added 5, 2016 we added 15, and 2020 we added 25. And 2021, we are going to add, 2021 to 2022, we're going to add 33. So this is why I said it's the second largest acquisition.
The Q Group, under which several companies operate, promises to deliver quality and on time in keeping with its reputation. For the fleet of buses that will ply the routes, 2 quality brands will be delivered: Mercedes-Benz and Futon. The Q Group will pre-finance the cost of the 33 buses. GTSE will pay on through a credit arrangement over a 4-year period. Here is Mohamed Jah, the chairman of the Q Group, explaining why they went into this partnership with the GTSE to help ease the transportation challenges faced by Gambians and some of the mechanics of the deal that are a first for the Gambia.
We try to see the challenges and try to work with partners like GTSC to help in reducing the challenges for the general public. We are not only here to make money, but we believe that everybody knows that in the country we are not only that we have the Q Group Foundation, we are into charity and so on, but we believe that that's not enough, that we should work together and see how we can reduce the challenges. And this is one such thing. We had the belief that if we pre-finance this, we would also be winners together.
In addition to the parties to the deal being pleased, the move is likely to be welcomed by commuters in urban areas. Momodu Gajaga, QTV News.
Female political leaders from various political parties in the Gambia on Thursday concluded a 2-day capacity building training course on leadership and peaceful campaigning during and after elections. The event was organized by the Commission on Political Debates and sponsored by the U.S. Embassy, Banjul. Lole M. Kamara reports.
According to the Commission on Political Debates, CPD, the training was organized to increase the inclusive and meaningful political participation of women at the center of political and economic enhancement. At the event, Hannah Foster, the chairperson of Board of Directors at CPD, states that even though young women form 52% of Gambia's population, they continue to be marginalized and underrepresented, including politically.
When violence, instability, or insecurity breaks out, it is the women who suffer most. It is true we are in a man's world. When we talk about politics, it's a man's world. But I believe that for us as a society, it is very crucial that women political leaders are given the opportunity to participate in our democracy and also taking up their responsibility to build a cohesive society, a peaceful society that provides a conducive environment for the forthcoming elections.
Bakari Fati, the executive director of CPD, says the training seeks to strengthen democratic institutions, particularly political parties, and to remind political leaders that elections come and go, but the people and the country stay.
We're in an election year, and it's vital that the election is free from any form of violence, and people can express themselves in a very polite and civil way. And that is why the Commission, even though our main mandate is to organize debate, we felt the need that it's important that we remind the stakeholders from different political parties that this election year is important. In as much as we want to debate our issues, we want to debate our policies and programs. Let us maintain the peace, the peace, and then be civil in our language.
Serim Fai, the chairman of the National Council for Civic Education, spoke on the important role women play during and after elections.
Women are key to achieving sustainable peace and also development. Therefore, for sustainable peace building or conflict or crisis response as a country in a transition, it is absolutely critical to invest more in a meaningful way by involving women in all areas.
Mariam Ansua, a participant, shares her expectations at the end of the training.
The knowledge gained from the program, it will help a lot because I have to give back a report back to my party, and then hopefully giving that report back, and my people will learn also from me.
The Commission on Political Debates is an independent and non-partisan civil society organization established to champion political debates in the Gambia. Since its inception in 2016, together with partners, it has successfully organized several training courses, among other activities, to enhance capacities and sensitize the public on tolerance and maintaining peace. For QTV News, Lolly M. Camara.
We will now go for a commercial break. When we return, we will have some more local and international news stories.
Looking for the fastest and easiest way to receive money transfers from abroad? Well, QMoney and RIA just made it happen. Now you can receive international money transfer from RIA directly into your QMoney account with no additional cost. Once you receive an SMS alert about your transfer, walk into any QMoney agent across the country to receive your payment for free, or use the money immediately to buy credit, QPower, and other QMoney services. It's fast, safe, and convenient. For more info, call customer care on 133. QMoney, Sunu Calpe. Terms and conditions apply.
Step into the future of television with sleek and slim design Samsung Smart TVs, ranging in size from 32 to 75 inches and in different technology. Smart LED, Crystal UHD, Ultra High Definition, and QLED Quantum Dot LED. Get new ways of interacting with your TV as our TVs offer an unparalleled vision adventure from the comfort of your living room. Ultra viewing angle, powerful picture quality, web browser, gallery, EarthNet LAN, wireless LAN built-in, Bluetooth, screen mirroring technology, mobile on TV mirroring, built-in voice assistance, Wi-Fi direct. Not only that, our TVs are backed with 12 months warranty and we are currently on a promotion. Contact us on 333-3217.
Welcome back from that commercial break. 3 Infantry Battalion of the Gambia National Army in Basse was joined by the community of Sotuma Sambakoy on Monday to weed the rice field cultivated by the military in URR. Alhaji A.F. Jallo tells us more.
Rice, the Gambia's main staple food, has long been an important grain and is traditionally cultivated upland and in swamps. As 3 Infantry Battalion in URR prepared to weed their 8.5-hectare rice field, they did so with support from the community of Sotuma Sambakoy in Jimara district. The commanding officer of the battalion, Lieutenant Colonel Sajo Jaju, said their main objective in embarking on rice production is to complement government's effort. He added that if the military is given the opportunity and the right environment, the army will quickly be able to sustain itself in terms of feeding, which will drastically reduce government spending on food for the army.
Yeah, first we want to supplement the efforts of the government and also our higher command. And everybody knew 90% of what we are eating here in rice are imported from outside. So this time around, we decided that we should go in for this rice cultivation because Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamina, this is going to be something that we grow, that is grown here by our own selves, and we are the ones who are, who are going to be the consumers. So if government used to give us maybe 100 bags every month when we cultivated this, and then Alhamdulillah we have a good harvest. Well, there's no need for government to be spending that much money on rice for the soldiers.
002 Yankuba Koli, the farm manager, said for the country to attain food self-sufficiency, agriculture has to be mechanized. He added that the army has the manpower to reduce rice importation if they are supported with the right tools.
We are an army that is answerable to civil authority. So engaging us in food production is national duty. We are here for national duty. The army, we can be used for anything when it is in line with our constitution and national duty. And this is one of it. We have the manpower, but when it comes to mechanized farming, it's something else because we don't have any material. Because as of now, the only tool that we have is a tractor, and that tractor is 50% good. So for us to attain 100% full subsistence agriculture have to be mechanized.
Banamane, a participant from the community of Sotuma Sambakoy, expressed delight about willingly taking part in the activity.
Today,
We are indeed happy to join our gallant men in their rice field. The event is peaceful and a joyful moment for us. By God's grace, we must complete within this farm. We will be here till nightfall. This crusade is important. That's why we came to join the soldiers, for us to drive away hunger from our society. If you cultivate rice for yourself, I believe you won't look to anyone for support. We should not rely on government for support all the time. We have to put our forces together to fight hunger. In fact, eating what you grow is healthier. We have to support the soldiers. Soldiers are human beings. They are from homes, not from the bush. We gave back to them. Therefore, supporting them is a worthy cause. The Gambia's dream of becoming food self-sufficiency is not far-fetched if all plans, programs in achieving these goals are implemented, rather than just talk about, together with the political will and our collective change of attitude. Reporting for QTV News, I am Alaji F. Jallo.
In international news. Nearly 1 million people die annually due to suicide around the globe, according to WHO. World Suicide Prevention Day is an awareness day observed on 10 September every year in order to provide worldwide commitment and action to prevent suicides. QTV's Momodo Lamin-Choi takes a look at the causes and preventive measures.
Globally, more than 700,000 people die annually by intentionally causing their own death. And for each suicide, there are 20 attempts, according to latest statistics by the World Health Organization. In the Gambia, WHO 2019 data lists suicides at 113 instances, or 0.75% of total death, and the mortality ratio of 9.99 per 100,000 people, with a global rank of 77. The latest UN study shows one person dies by suicide every 40 seconds. It is important to highlight that in Gambia law, it is a criminal offense to aid or counsel another to kill himself or herself, which is punishable by penalties up to a life sentence. People commit suicide in various manners around the world. Prominent among these are pesticide self-poisoning, hanging, stabbing, and firearms. This has become a serious public health problem, prompting studies seeking tangible solutions. Among the risk factors of this public health menace are mental disorders, drug misuse, psychological states, cultural, family, and social situations, genetics, experiences of trauma or loss, and so on. Socio-economic problems such as unemployment, poverty, homelessness, and discrimination may also trigger suicidal thoughts and actions. As part of commemoration of World Suicide Prevention Day, people are urged to take the opportunity to champion suicide prevention efforts, provide a message of hope, and bolster public awareness for collective efforts towards a world free from suicide. For that purpose, and as suicide is preventable, it is crucial to report on the preventive measures from health experts. The World Health Organization recommends the following for us to take as prevention to suicide, and they are: limit access to the means of suicide, example, pesticides, firearms, certain medications. Interact with the media for responsible reporting of suicide. Foster socio-emotional life skills in adolescents. Early identify, assess, manage, and follow up anyone who is affected by suicidal behaviors. Also, it is stressed that effective and comprehensive preventive measures require coordination and collaboration among multiple sectors of society, including the health sector and other sectors such as education, labor, agriculture, business, justice, law, defense, politics, and the media. There is still a long way to go internationally. Although the WHO recommends it, only 38 countries have a national suicide prevention strategy. The Gambia is among those that do not. Mohamed Lamin-Choi, QTV News.
Before we end, here is a recap of the main news headlines. The Minister of Tourism and Culture, Hamad N.K. Ba, gave us an update on the outcomes of the Tourism Recovery Summit in Nairobi, Kenya. In what could be a game-changer in alleviating commuter woes, QuantumNet and Espas Motors under the Q Group companies on Wednesday signed a contract with the Gambia Transport Service Company, GTSC, to supply 33 new buses to the transport company. Female political leaders from various political parties in the Gambia on Thursday concluded a 2-day capacity building training course on leadership and peaceful campaigning during and after elections. In international news, today is World Suicide Prevention Day, observed on 10 September every year to provide worldwide commitment and action to prevent suicides. That's all we have for you in this bulletin. Thank you for watching and have a nice weekend.